Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rashida Strober. I am the world's first and only dark-skinned activist. I'm an activist that fights for the eradication of skin tone discrimination, colorism, dark skin discrimination, which I call darkism. And I have been fighting. Let me try to adjust this camera here. Give me a second. You guys can see me. I have been fighting for injustice against skin tone discrimination for years. And I started this movement called dark skin activism, which is actually the very first movement in the history of the world to fight for the eradication of dark skin discrimination and colorism. I started it in 1998 and I brought it to the internet around 2009, and it had never been done before. Nobody was talking about dark skin or colorism or any of that before I started it. The only other person was a person named Cola Booth. So that's just a little bit of an introduction into who I am and why I do what I do. I am making this video because I want to call some names here, and I hope that some of these people are listening because I know that you are victims. Shout out to my brother, Operation Exodus, Mississippi. And I'm glad you're on here because I want to talk about, let me digress a little bit. My brother, Operation Exodus, Mississippi, is a dark-skinned man that has been fighting for justice for years. And my brother is going through some medical problems right now. And I'm asking that you please support this brother in terms of helping him with medical expenses and that kind of thing. I've made my contribution gladly because this brother is the real deal. Loves people, but loves black people and loves to fight for justice for black people. And he needs our help now. That's what we got to do. This is what I've been doing for years. This is nothing new. It ain't about nothing else but wanting to help people and wanting justice. And so I'm trying to find the brother's channel. Give me a second here. I was watching one of our brother's videos and I didn't even know what was going on because of what I have been going through myself. But I'm glad that I found out what was going on. Give me a second here. This brother is a real warrior for social justice. I'm trying to find your channel, Angel, because I want to give people the right channel. Give me 1 second here. Give me a second, y'all. Okay. I can't find your channel. I don't know why I can't find your channel. It's Operation Exodus, Mississippi. That's, if you see it in the chat, you could just simply click on the channel and you should be able to find it. Let me see if I can find you by typing in Operation Exodus, Mississippi. You guys are watching the March on Washington? I love it. I love it. I want justice for Breonna Taylor. I want justice for every single black person that has been treated unjustly. Okay, there we go. I found my brother's channel here. It's Reality's Temple on Earth. That's the channel. And it's also Operation Exodus, Mississippi. I want you guys to go make sure you subscribe to this brother's channel and support him because he's done so much great work in the community. He's now sick and he needs our help. And I'm asking that you guys go and support this brother. He was in the hospital, had surgery, and needs help with medical expenses. So I ask that you go and support this brother's channel. The channel is called Reality's Temple on Earth. That's the channel. The Cash App is Angel, ANGEL, SNUP, SNUP, 7. That's where I went and made my donation. That was the easiest for me. So I want you guys to please go and make a donation to this brother. I promise you, he's done so much wonderful work in our community, and we got to support people that have been there fighting for us and being strong. That's the one thing I never liked, is when our freedom fighters get old or they get sick or something happens. It's like nobody's there to help them and support them, and they done gave everything. They gave their life to us. And this is an example of a brother that's a fighter for what is right. So I want you to go to his channel, show some love. The channel is Reality's Temple on Earth. Okay, Reality's Temple on Earth. The cash, and I cannot do the StreamYard, or else I would have showed it on the StreamYard, because I ran out of my time for StreamYard for the month, so I can't do StreamYard. But I'm telling you exactly where you need to go. The Cash App, once again, is Angel, ANGEL, SNUP, SNUP, the number 7. That's where you can find the Cash App if you want to go and make a donation, which you should, to this awesome freedom fighter. You can type in Operation Exodus Mississippi, and his channel will also come up there as well. So yes, please support. And also, Sister Noble, you can go type Sister Noble in. She's affiliated with the brother heavily as well. And I just want you guys to support. All right. So I want you to get well soon, my brother. I'm praying for you. Yes, I believe in God. I know Sister Noble wrote the book. I know, I get it, but I believe in prayer, and I'm praying and asking God for your speedy recovery. And you are in my prayers and my thoughts. And you already know anything I could do to help you out. You already know I'm just a phone call away, a text away, and I'll be there to help you, because you've given so much, and I got a lot of respect for you. Even though sometimes we disagreed on certain things, I respect you and I love you, and y'all need to go and support this brother. Oh, you put it inside the my chat here. So it's right there. It's, let me see. It's Angel SNUP 7. That is the cash. Thank you, Life Observer, for subbing to our brother's channel. Go listen to his videos. Very powerful individual, and that loves and cares about Black women, which is back to the reason why I made this, because I want the Black women who have been victims of the cyber stalking, the cyber terrorism, the death threats. I want y'all to come forth, and that's why I'm making this video. We've got to stop allowing the terrorism to go on, stop allowing the threats to go on, stop allowing Black women to be victimized. And there's young girls that are also victims as well. There's young girls on here. I'm just going to call out some of these names of the victims of this man. I'm not talking about our brother Operation Exodus Mississippi. That's not who I'm referring to. But there's a person on YouTube that has been cyber stalking, harassing, committing hate speech against Black women for almost 10 years unchecked. It's got to stop. The victims. These are some of the victims. Give me a second here. I'm going to pull up the names here. Sylvia Snowden, a young lady from the Netherlands. I don't know her name. Brittany Simmons, the family of Kanika Jenkins. Kanika Jenkins passed away, but this person threw a death party for Kanika Jenkins. It's rather sickening. I witnessed it with my own eyes, and I was appalled that anyone could be so cruel in the aftermath of someone's death so as to take pictures of their dead body, celebrate it online, and collect money, be paid to continue to celebrate this person's death by showing their pictures. I saw this, and I want to say thank you to Covert Radio, because you were able to present this information, and I was just appalled at it. But Kanika Jenkins, may she rest in peace, she's one of the victims. She's dead, but she's one of the victims as well. Shaquita Wingard, Kiki Green, Lashidu for You, Sansaray, a 14-year-old named Zephy Lee. 14 years old. Now, this man is not stopping with grown women. This man is actually now preying on young, innocent, underage, impressionable girls that are underage that should not be on anyone's channel except for at their parents' discretion. But this man has stalked these young ladies, underage girls. They're not ladies, they're underage girls that I'm referring to right now. One of them is Zephy Lee. Another one is Zanadia S. And I'm not sure if Zanadia, there's a light-skinned 14-year-old and a dark-skinned 14-year-old that this man has preyed on by extracting their videos. This is the cyber stalking and the cyber terrorism. Extracting their videos without their permission, placing it on his channel, and exploiting underage girls, 14 years of age. There should be some type of law on YouTube to where a YouTuber cannot take, and I believe it might fall under the Child Protection Online Act. That's why I'm asking y'all to join in with me to write YouTube and let them know that this activity is going on. So this particular individual has taken two 14-year-olds that are pregnant, and that's their business. That's their parents' business. It's not for you to stalk, harass, demean, threaten underage black girls in this fashion. It's not for you to do that. I think it's horrendous. And I pray that the parents take action. And that's why I'm making this video, is because I want to call awareness to this exploitation on YouTube of underage girls. They're not grown women. It's one thing when you harass and stalk and threaten grown women who can defend themselves, who have the intellectual tools and the know-how. But these are young girls. Their brains aren't even fully developed. They're just 14 years old. Whatever's going on in their life, no one has the right to exploit them because of whatever they're going through. They're kids. And I just think it's just absolutely appalling to see these girls be exploited like this. They don't even understand what's going on. I mean, I was looking at the Jeffrey Epstein situation where he exploited all these underage girls, getting other girls to recruit them, and those girls didn't know. They were being used, exploited, and it took 20 years for them to get justice. But I have to say, I'm so glad that those young ladies got justice, because in the same way that this person is exploiting these underage girls, using their stories to victimize them, and it's not to help them, it's in victimization. Because make no mistake that this individual has violated YouTube's own policy where you're not supposed to be taking other people's videos, but the privacy rights of these young ladies have their picture, their images, some of them their names, like the Zanadia S and the Zephy Lee have been used. This person is making money off of these girls. That's exploitation. It's no different than the Jeffrey Epstein. It's no different. It's no different. Okay? Yes, these black girls are being exploited. One of them, the name is Zephy Lee, and I wish somebody, if I knew how to get in contact with their parents, I would. Zephy Lee, Zanadia S. They're 14. And the reason I know about it, because this person has exploited them by putting their information out on their channel on YouTube. Why are we allowing black underage girls to be exploited like this? This is the darkism that I'm talking about. That nobody cares when it's a black girl or a black female until you just keep asking people to listen to you. Keep asking people to say, hey, investigate this. And it's wrong. These girls should not, their names, their likeness, their image should not be used on anybody's channel for monetization. And the videos are monetized. This person is receiving cash out for exploiting 14-year-old underage girls. Understand me clearly. We've got to do something about this. I just want to run down the list of the names of Black women that are victims of this person. Sylvia Snowden, Brittany Simmons, Kanika Jenkins, who's now passed, who this individual had a death party using Kanika Jenkins' dead body, the pictures of her dead body in alive on YouTube, to exploit and defame a dead woman. Understand me clearly. YouTube has got to investigate this. The FBI has got to investigate this. Shaquita Wingard, Kiki Green, Lashidu For You, who I personally heard this person threaten, and I can testify to that. I'm a witness to that. I heard this and I saw it. None of this is made up. Sansare. And the underage Black females. One of them is Zephy Lee, 14 years old. Another one is Zanadia S., 14 years old. There's at least 3 of them that I saw exploited. It's exploitation. We can make excuses all we want, but it's exploitation. And it's not right. And no one should stand for it. No one, we've got to stop caping for people that are exploiting, terrorizing Black females and girls. We've got to stop caping for them. You've got to open up your heart and open up your mind. Use your brain that God gave you. You know this is wrong. You know that no 14-year-old child should have their videos extracted. And that's the cyber stalking, because the videos of these underage girls were extracted and placed on this person's channel, only to exploit them, to talk about them in a defaming manner, to exploit their stories, to exploit their youth, and the fact that they're so young and they don't understand the totality of what has happened to them. They don't get it because they have not lived enough life to know that, because they're children. No one in their right mind can sit here and tell me that that is not exploitation, that is not illegal, and that action should not be taken on the part of YouTube, law enforcement, and the FBI. You are not going to be able to convince me of that, because you're not being honest. You're not being honest. You're simply not being honest. It is wrong. I am against it. It is exploitation. And I want an investigation into YouTube. I want YouTube to investigate the number of Black women and girls that have been exploited, terrorized, stalked, threatened with death on YouTube. That is what we've got to do. And y'all have got to do y'all part. Y'all got to work with me. These victims have got to come forward. Okay? And understand, I want y'all to understand something very clearly. See, people think that just because a person has gotten away with, give me a second here. Hope you guys can hear me. guys, can you guys hear me? Good morning, everybody. Can you guys hear me? I want to make sure everybody can hear me before I keep going. I just want to make sure. Thank you, Cindy. I'm breaking up. That's exactly why I'm here, because I'm going to be that example for what is righteous and what's just. I want y'all to write YouTube a letter and explain to them what is going on YouTube regarding this individual exploiting young black girls and threatening, harassing, and cyber stalking black females. Y'all know what has been going on, and it is y'all duty to contact YouTube, contact the FBI, because an investigation needs to be launched by the FBI. And here's the thing, if a person hasn't done anything, why would they be afraid of a YouTube investigation or an FBI investigation? If you haven't done anything, if you're innocent, let YouTube investigate. Let YouTube look at videos and look at channels, and I mean transcribe. Let's be clear here. Let YouTube and the FBI transcribe all videos. And if they don't find exploitation, death threats, hate speech, harassment, hate speech, if they don't find these things, then I can come and say, you know what? Well, I was wrong, but I'm not going to be able to say that, because if YouTube launches an investigation into channels where they actually, let me say, if YouTube and the FBI, law enforcement, not just YouTube, we want to get the FBI involved in this as well. If YouTube, the FBI, and other law enforcement launches an investigation into the videos, and they take the time to actually transcribe or watch the videos, they are going to find death threats. They are going to find hate speech. They are going to find videos that have been taken out of these women's channels or from their social media and placed into this individual's channel to stalk them. They're going to find multiple violations of the law if they really take the time to investigate videos, if they really take the time to investigate websites. They're going to find all of this. And it's not anything anybody can say to stop a prosecution from taking place once an investigation is done. You see, the problem is there's never been an investigation, an in-depth investigation carried out by YouTube or the FBI or law enforcement. That is the problem. Because nobody's listening, because we're black. They want to make it seem as if we're crazy, we're lying, but there's been no investigation by YouTube or the FBI to see, well, are these claims true? Are there really death threats? Don't be afraid of an investigation. A person should never be afraid of an investigation if they haven't actually done anything. Never be afraid. So what I want you to do is I want you to write YouTube. I want you to write your Congress. I want you to sit down and compose a letter. And I want you to write lawmakers, YouTube, the FBI, and the media. And I want you to ask them to launch an investigation into the cyber stalking, the cyber terrorism, the death threats, the cyber harassment that has been going on with this individual on YouTube for 10 years. Ask for an investigation, because that is how we're going to be able to get justice. We need the feds to step in. We need law enforcement to step in. We need the media to step in. We need YouTube to step in. But it's on you to take the power into your own hands, because we have the power to do this. No, they can threaten us. They can do all of these things. We're not even stalked as she is not even with us. I said, you know what? We have got to do something and allow this to continue. We've got to stand up. We've got to take a stand. And I want y'all to join me. And yeah, my signal is going out a little bit, but that's okay. Don't let up until we get justice. And there's more names than that. Y'all got to understand that the names that I mentioned, there's way more names than that. That's why we need to get an investigation. That's why I'm encouraging you to write and contact the FBI, to write and contact YouTube, to write and contact your congressperson, because there are literally hundreds of black women out there who have been stalked, threatened with death, harassed, and no one's done anything about it. There's hundreds. It's way more. And if the FBI, YouTube, your lawmaker, they investigate this, they're going to find out that all of this is true. They're going to find this out. Covert Radio, again, I can't thank you enough. I don't know if you're watching me, but one thing I will say about Covert Radio has done an excellent job in terms of the research that he's conducted regarding this individual's cyber terrorism, cyber stalking, threatening black women on YouTube. See, that's what I'm saying. People coming into my chat right now, calling me crazy. There's nothing crazy about me. They're calling me crazy simply because I won't back down and I continue to seek justice. That's the reason why they call you crazy. They'll try to dirty your name. That's what they do. And it's no different than what happened with the Jeffrey Epstein. I keep having to refer to him because there's some similarities here. Those girls were underage. Some of them were grown women, but young. And, they tried to silence those victims. And it worked for a long time. It worked for about 20 years. It worked. It worked. But eventually, if you keep going, if you keep fighting, we will get justice. We might not get justice today or tomorrow. We may not get justice in a year. But I can guarantee you, if you keep on fighting and you don't give up, and you don't allow these people to get you down by saying that you're crazy or saying that you're lying when you know what's happened to you, and you know you're not lying, and you know you're not crazy. It's just simply a tactic to derail you from justice. And I won't be derailed. I won't be stopped because I'm telling the truth and I'm right. And I know that there's hundreds of other victims right here on YouTube. They're all YouTube, the FBI has to do is launch an investigation and they're going to find us. That's all they have to do. So I'm calling on those women who are victimized. If you are watching this, I'm calling on you to pursue legal action. We can come together or you can pursue it on your own. It's your choice. No one can stop you. No one can stop you from taking legal action. Don't let anybody tell you that. We have rights in this country. Anybody can file a lawsuit if they've been wronged. Anybody could do that. No one can stop you from doing that. If anyone tries to stop you from filing a lawsuit or pursuing some form of legal justice, they're violating your rights. You have rights. Exercise them. I stand. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for standing with me. And I stand with every single victim, every last one of y'all. I'm in solidarity with you. I just want you to know that. I don't have to know you, but I know the extent of the victimization. I am a victim myself, and I want you to know that because you are within your rights. I appreciate all of you guys for listening. If you want to support me, you like the work that I do regarding dark skin activism, my books, my plays, etc., you can go to my Cash App, which is $Rashida Lala. Once again, $Rashida Lala. If you make a contribution of $40 or more, I will send you one of my books. My website is Dark Skin Activist. Once again, it's darkskinactivist.com. And I just want you to know, because I know some people are intimidated. They are afraid. You know, they know they've been wronged. They know that injustice has occurred. But you don't have to be afraid of anything. That's why I won't back down, because I know what's happened to me. I know my life has been threatened right here on YouTube. I saw it with my own eyes. And you don't have to prove anything to anybody on YouTube. I want y'all to understand that as well. The only proof if you take legal action, is to the courts. You don't have to prove anything to anyone on YouTube. Understand? To people on YouTube, it is about the proof that you can present to the courts. That's key. Because no one on YouTube is making any legal decisions as to your, what's happened to you. They don't have that power. It's the courts that decide whether you pursue your case at the federal or whether you pursue your case wherever you're at. The courts decide, not people on YouTube. So do not be intimidated by that, because that is one of the things that people will try to do. That's one of their tactics. They will try to tell you or make you think that you have to show them evidence. You don't. It's not about that. It's about the courts, and it's about getting YouTube and the FBI to investigate. You see, the FBI has a cyber stalking unit. And that's why I'm telling you, Black women that have been victimized, I'm telling you to contact the FBI and ask them to launch an investigation. That's the key. If y'all don't hear anything I said in this live today, understand that we need to have an investigation launched into YouTube and have an investigation where videos are subpoenaed by the FBI, where YouTube is looking at the videos. The FBI is looking at, video, every single video. I don't care how long the video is. We need to have YouTube to look into even the videos that have been taken down, because that's where the evidence is at. All of these videos, when you're writing your letter to YouTube, when you're writing your letter to the FBI, when you're writing your letter to Congress, I want you to tell them to subpoena videos, even the ones that have been taken down, and to look at those videos, because that is where they're going to see death threats, stalking, harassment. That's where the illegal activity is. It's in the video. That's where we gotta go. Y'all got me? Y'all understand me? I want you guys to understand me very clearly, what I am telling you to do. Hey, Trevane, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm here only to fight for other victims as well as myself. That's why I'm here. But I want you to know that God is going to take care of all of us. God got us. God is going to help us to get. This individual has used the internet to cyber stalk, threaten with death, harass, victimize Black women. And we are here to say no more. And that's why I'm telling you guys to call for an investigation through writing YouTube, writing the FBI, and writing your congressperson. You have every right to do that. No one can stop you. Nobody can stop you from filing a lawsuit. Nobody can stop you from writing YouTube, from writing Congress, from writing the FBI and contacting them. Nobody can stop you. They can't intimidate you and threaten you. They can try, because that's what's going on. But you have a right to do that. And I encourage you to exercise your right. Exercise your right. Exercise your right. Now, what people don't have a right to do is to threaten to kill someone on YouTube. What people don't have a right to do is to cyber stalk Black women on YouTube. What people don't have a right to do is harass someone on YouTube. But you have a right to file a lawsuit, to gather up all your evidence, and you don't have to show your evidence online. You don't have to do that. You gather up all of your evidence and you get, whether you get an attorney or whether you go into the courts yourself, which you can do. And you have a right to have your evidence looked at. And that is exactly what I want you to do. I'm here to encourage you to do that. You have those rights. People are trying to stop you from exercising your rights. I see clearly what's going on because people try to stop me from exercising my rights, but I'm not going to relent. Because again, you have a right not to relent. You have a right to go to court. Anybody in America, but for some reason, Black women, people try to suppress us. And it's not just non-Black people that's doing it. Your own people will try to suppress you. Your own people will try to. I'm just letting you know what to be prepared for because I've been through it and I'm going through it. Your own people suppress you, but don't you let them. Because you have been wronged. Seek justice. Keep fighting. Don't listen to it. I have not listened to anyone that's trying to suppress or stop me from getting justice. And no matter how long it takes, I'm going to keep fighting. And I want you to take from my example and keep fighting. That's why I'm here as a support. And that's why I got to go back to the Jeffrey Epstein case. That's why I got so much respect for the young ladies that came forward. Because it was years later and people kept saying, well, that happened years ago. But that's not what a judge felt. A judge that actually did the right thing. A judge that actually decided, I'm going to do the right thing here. Because they dealt with prosecutors and judges that did the wrong thing. Yeah. They dealt with prosecutors and judges. Understand something about the Jeffrey Epstein case. Y'all need to go look up that case and you'll understand why I keep talking about it. In 2008, when Jeffrey Epstein they finally caught up to him and charged him, there was a prosecutor, Acosta. He became the labor secretary later on. And the Miami Herald did an investigation. I thank God for the Miami Herald, because sometimes there's people that are not doing the right thing that's in the legal system. And they found out that Acosta gave Epstein a sweetheart deal. These were people that were supposed to uphold the law, that actually violated the rights of the victims. I'm not surprised by it, but these people that were supposed to uphold the law. You got the prosecuting attorney in this. They're supposed to uphold the law. But they gave Jeffrey Epstein a sweetheart deal. Not only Jeffrey Epstein, they gave his co-conspirators the same deal where they couldn't be prosecuted. These were people that were supposed to uphold the law, and they didn't do it. But sometimes it takes a while, but they found out what Acosta had done. And he ended up having to resign. He had to step down from the Trump administration as the labor secretary because of what he did to those victims by allowing Jeffrey Epstein to escape justice. And thank God for the people in New York that finally gave justice to those girls. And not only that, what Acosta did, a person in the legal system that was supposed to uphold the law, they made it to where the victims could not see the decision. So they hid the deal from the victims. These are people that were supposed to uphold. So don't think for 1 minute that the people that are a part of the justice system won't violate victims, because here we have a case where clearly the victims' rights was violated by people that were supposed to uphold the law, and they didn't do it. They took advantage of their power position, and they didn't do it. But one of those victims, Courtney is her name. I like Courtney because she kept fighting. She came back and she was instrumental in getting that decision overturned to allow the victims to be able to see the decision that this prosecutor and his team had made. She was instrumental in overturning that. And it was so amazing because she did prison time. And she was still able to get justice. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't listen to these people. Keep fighting. If you know you've been victimized, keep going. Keep fighting. And sometimes it takes a while to get justice. Understand that. But you got to keep fighting. And I'm an example of it. I'm not going to stop fighting. Hey, everybody that's watching. I appreciate y'all for watching and tuning in. I'm grateful for that. Thank you, No Name. You're right. No Name. It's harassing, and I've received death threats. And you have to understand that you have people that will cape for that because they don't like black women. So when they see someone wronging black women, even though they know it's illegal, even though they know that the woman's life has been threatened and that people have actually done things to her, they will go out of their way to try to cover up a person's crime. And that's what we're seeing here, No Name. Don't be surprised by it, because I'm not. I'm not surprised by people on the internet that attempt to cover up the crimes of this individual, because that's what's going on. But No Name, you're right. You said you saw it. I did too. And other people saw it. They know that it actually happened. They know that the death threats actually happened. They know that the doxing actually happened. They saw it with their own eyes. And I thank God for people like you that have the courage to tell the truth. Because the people that hate black women and like the hate speech, like the abuse, like the death threats against black women, they don't care. And they are covering up. Just like in Jeffrey Epstein's case. You had Ghislaine Maxwell and other people covering up for Jeffrey Epstein. And in the reason they were covering up, like in this case, is because these people don't like black women. They hate black women. And so they'll cover up crimes against black women. But in Jeffrey Epstein's case, you had this billionaire, this wealthy man that these people were benefiting off of. So they didn't care about the abuse of these girls, these underage girls. They covered it up. Ghislaine Maxwell, she covered it up. There's others that covered it up. But look what ended up happening. Just do your research on Jeffrey Epstein. Eventually, we will get justice. Eventually, we will get justice. Oh, absolutely, Fivio. Absolutely. But I don't have to, again, I'm not going to, that's one of the tactics that people are using to stop black women from getting justice. Black women who are victims, we don't have to share any information online. We don't have to do that. No, you're not required to do that. You know what's happened to you. You know you got your proof. You know you got your evidence. There's no requirement. You don't have to answer to these people. You don't have to do that. Well, you best believe, let me tell you, Jeffrey Epstein was Teflon. At one point. R. Kelly was Teflon at one point, even beating his first case. Bill Cosby was Teflon at one point. Harvey Weinstein was Teflon at one point. Rich, powerful men. All Teflon. So we don't care about Teflon over here. We're not worried about that. Understand, black women that have been victimized. We're not worried about who's Teflon. That doesn't concern us. We're going to keep going and we're going to seek justice. That's what I'm encouraging you to do. And so in closing, the last thing that I want to say, I want to make sure that everybody that's in solidarity with me, I want the victims, you can contact me at any time. I stand in solidarity with you. I understand what you've been through. I'm available. I'm here for you. The victims and to the people that know that injustice is going on, there's hate speech, death threats, harassment, and cyber stalking. I want you, after I get off this live, I want you to write a letter explaining to YouTube, the FBI, and to your congressman or woman to investigate this individual. Look at the videos, even the ones that have been taken down, because of the death threats, the hate speech, and the violence towards black women on YouTube. Write that letter and keep sending these letters off and don't stop until we get an investigation. We deserve that. And make sure in the letter that you let YouTube, the FBI, and your congressman know that they must look at videos, because YouTube is the platform that allows for videos. So they have to go look at the videos in order to investigate death threats, harassment, and cyber stalking. So please, yes, No Name, we should do that. You said we should file a class action suit. I agree. You know what to do. Contact me. I'm available. My website is darkskinactivist.com. darkskinactivist.com. You can contact me. And we can band together. And if we band together, we are going to get justice. So write that letter. That's where it starts at first. And if YouTube, if the FBI, if the media send these letters out to all these people, if they get enough letters, they will launch an investigation. I promise you. If they get enough of these letters, somebody's going to look into this. No, people are not going to keep ignoring this. But we have to inform them of this. So these are the people I want you to write. YouTube, the FBI, your congressman or woman, and the media. And I want you in your letter to specifically tell them to investigate the videos, both the ones that are up and the ones that are removed. And I want you to continue, I want you to save the letter Save it. And I want you to continue to send these letters off and write until we get an investigation. Okay? Yes, Vivio, I absolutely did. Thank you, you best believe, LJ. YouTube, FBI, your congressperson, and the media. Write to the media, even if it's your local media, because the Miami Herald is the newspaper that put out the report on Jeffrey Epstein, and that is what blew up the case nationally, even internationally. So do not underestimate the power of contacting your local media. Okay? That is why, sorry I mispronounced your name, I apologize. Yes, CNN, no name, MSNBC, all of these people contact. That's why I'm telling you who to contact, who to direct your letters towards. I'm trying to be as detailed and organized as possible so that people will understand exactly what they can do. Even if this is what I would suggest you do if you want to figure out how to organize it. Number one, write the letter. Do that first. That's the first thing you should do. And in the letter, you ask for the videos and the channel to be investigated. That's number one. After you write in your letter asking for the videos and the channels to be investigated for hate speech, death threats, harassment, stalking, those are the things that you're going to include in the letter. After you write that letter, I want you to make a list of the people to send it to. And the list should include, you can include others, the FBI, your state lawmakers, your local lawmakers, YouTube, and the media. I'm giving you the blueprint on what to do. If you want to stop this, this is what we can do. This is how we can seek justice. I am contactable at darkskinactivist.com. My Cash App, once again, is $RashidaLala. Thank y'all for watching. Take action. Yes, that's right. The most important thing is to take action. Don't sit here and just watch my video, because this video is not for entertainment purposes. This video is activism. I want you to take action.